No birthdays this week, unfortunately. I've got a couple of anniversaries. So Lucas Scott and Jake Francis celebrating their 1 year. And
Together?
Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tim Assa 2 years. So congratulations to all 3 of you boys. Another congratulations, positive recognition for Nick Barrett. So just a massive thanks to Nick. Worked right through the Christmas break up at Walker, keeping the generators going. So yeah, something very appreciative of that. Gave up a lot of time away from family and stuff. So yeah, congratulations to Nick on that. Well done.
Just show him one there too. Benny Kim might not be here, but he actually gave up his time over Christmas as well to help out the OD depot as well. So away from his family as well. So thanks, Benny.
Switching, so we're 467 days without a switching incident. Again, like I said last week, let's keep on top of it. You know, it's a big focus for the depot. So we've got a long way to go to beat our original target, but we're going to do it. We'll get there easy. So yeah, everyone just stay vigilant. Just remember, any doubts, there is no doubt. And there's no time frame on switching. It takes time. You get it done when you get it done safely. Chris, you got some stuff to read out?
I've got a switching bulletin 218A. So it's about fault finding after like protections operated or an outage. Like so when you're doing breakdowns for SAPN during the fire danger season. It's very long, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, guys. So I'll post these outside so you guys can get up to date with everything. But pretty much the gist of it is that when the fire FBI is above 50, you now need to pretty much talk with NOC and yourselves. You guys decide after you've found and repaired a fault whether you continue and do a full patrol or if you energize at that point. So the onus has now gone to the crew out on site to do a risk assessment, and if it's windy, if it's super hot, NOC is going to talk to you guys and whether you guys are comfortable to energize at that point or if you continue to do a full patrol. So stop, think about the conditions. If you've only done part of the feeder and there's still like 95% of the feeder, personally I would absolutely be doing the whole patrol. So yeah, be careful what situation you guys put yourselves into by maybe being a bit too gung ho with it. So yeah, just stop and think about it. Talk to NOC. Yeah, apart from that, everything has pretty much stayed the same. But yeah, that's the major change. Is that before it was to do a full patrol, now it's talk and chat amongst yourselves.
Not what you know when it's above 50 or how we know when it's above 50.
They would have that data.
Yeah, and you should know before you're going out what bushfire conditions you're working under.
I don't agree, like Chris said, I don't agree that they're putting that ownership back on you guys. I think we maybe talk as a depot and get some things in place that we got some guidelines that everyone needs to work to. If it was me like Chris, I'd check that whole feeder. You don't know what's happened.
I would not be starting it. Like if it's blowing a gale and it's hot, like do not start a fire. So that's the main thing. You don't want to be putting yourselves or the public in danger. Everyone's getting paid, so take the time to do it properly.
As Chris said, he'll put that outside, but pretty much the skim of that, NOC used to determine whether we do partial or full patrols. Moving forward now, NOC's going to come to you guys and say, what do you recommend? So if you go out, fix a major fault, it's up to you to determine whether you want to do a partial or a full, like road crossings and trannies. My suggestion would be probably lean towards doing the full every time, because the risk will then sit with you guys if you determine that you only want to do a partial patrol and something goes wrong. They're going to ask, why did you make that decision? So my suggestion would be just to do the full patrol, unless there's other reasons why you determine you don't
Unless
want
you've got
to.
a great reason for when
Yeah.
you're in an investigation for why you didn't do a full patrol.
It depends on the situation too. You might come across a bird that's flashed over on top of the pole top and there's absolutely perfect conditions. So that a risk assessment on that would be like, you know, we found a fault, there's no wind, there's no lightning, and that would make sense then. So I haven't actually read this document, I'm going to refresh myself on it because I think that's strange to put the onus back on the crew. But yeah, like Justin said, if you're ever in doubt, just do the full patrol.
We've got a duty officer, call the duty officer, they can work through it with you. If you've got any issues, that's what we've got. Call the number, have a chat, determine what you think's best, and we can go from there. We won't leave you alone to make those decisions, and I don't think NOC would either. They would speak through it with you.
And that's it. It's that in writing, but yeah, I don't think NOC would be like, it's on you guys. That's not going to happen. So yeah.
There should almost be some pushback to people, groups like ours who don't do it when we break down conditions all the time, of then us making the executive decision. Like, it's just going to be full patrol every time.
And that might be part of the assessment. We're not familiar with it, we don't do it all the time, so we're doing the full patrol. And that's a conversation I'll be having with NOC too, and all those conversations are recorded, so, you know, that'd help you determine that decision, I'm sure. I can't imagine they're just going to say, no, your decision, that's it. I mean, they've been doing this stuff for years, so.
Yeah, if you want a copy of this, I can print out a copy for you, and yeah, I'll have a few at the back so you guys can have a look at the exact specifics, because there's like less than 50, which is not changed, and then yeah, a successful reclose as well. There's also detail here, which is the same as it was before.
I would make sure the duty officer's got a copy handy. Chris.
So I might just do a mass email and send this out to everybody as well, just so they've got a copy, because it's pretty important. Everyone understands that?
Cool, thanks guys. Just depot movement, so we just want to congratulate Anthony. So he's been lucky enough to win a new role at Station Place. So he's got a role as a contract administrator, so he'll be getting that transition next week. Assuming that's this week or maybe next week. Either way, he'll just continue to assist Seamus with the public lighting team and the slow closeouts during that period. So if you run past Anthony, just wish him all the best. Yeah, it's been good having him here. If any of you don't know who Anthony is, he sits in that corner over there.
Say goodbye on the way.
But yeah, congratulations to him. Just some general depot stuff now. So, sorry, I skipped over the incidents and the misses. I'll just go back through those. So only got 2 this week. So this one was chucked in from Jake. So clearing an ivy from an LV pole. When raking up the branches, noticed a needle laying on the ground, so potentially it was inside the ivy. Notified everyone on site and disposed of the needle with in the dustbin with some of the tweezers that come with it, and then disposed of that in the container. So yeah, good pick up by Jake. Could have easily been just grabbed with a bunch of leaves and needles straight in your finger through your gloves. So just take it easy when you're pulling those. Maybe, you know, that's a prime example, you know, not to go gung-ho, just ripping into it. Just take your time. Make sure you got your PPE on. Yeah, good pick up from Jake there. And the second one was Bruce. So again, chipping an ivy, placing it into the chute of the chipper, and he's clipped his right elbow on the side of the chipper. It felt alright, I think. It was sore for 15 minutes. And then when he got back to the depot, the pain set in and he had to ice it up, and it was sore for a few days, I think. So yeah, just keep an eye on Bruce. It's a bit accident prone. So. But yeah, no, just you know, we all do it. You get in, you just want to get stuff done. Probably put your own personal health at, you know, behind what's important should be number one. All right. So always just remain vigilant. Don't go swinging your arms around, knocking things on metal objects, which, you know, in our line of work, that's pretty much all there is. So just take care of yourselves, all right?
Just while we're on incidents, we actually had one yesterday. Leonie, it's got very minor details because Leonie out there on her own, but she's put the first aid kit back into a truck, and she was stepping backwards out of the truck, as you do, and she's slipped at some point, and she's caught her finger on a handle or something, and she's actually dislocated her finger. It was an open dislocation. So it was bleeding, and you can see her bone, it looked quite nasty. So she went down to Queen Elizabeth, took her down there yesterday, and they ended up deciding to admit her into theatre, not really for surgery, but they call it that, but just to give it a good clean out, because it's around the knuckle, there's a high risk of infection. So I got a text from her this morning, it's all cleaned out, all stitched up, and she's all happy, but she won't be here today, or likely tomorrow. So if you do have anything BSO wise, come see us and we'll flick it off to Karen if it's urgent. But yeah, just shows the little things that can catch you out there. So just be vigilant, take your time. It's probably not a task that Karen does a lot, getting in and out of trucks, so that might have caught her out. But I mean, she's done it before. She come from a farm as well, so yeah. That was that.
Cool, thanks Cam. That's all I have for enabling events. Carry on with the rest. So just general depot stuff. So I want to congratulate Lucas and his wife, Kayla, on the arrival of the twins. Mum, Margot and Sunday are doing well, both born on last Friday, 10th at 2:40 p.m. So yeah, maybe send those guys a congratulations message, and if you haven't already done it on Facebook, congratulations to those guys. So he's got his hands full now for his life. This one's chucked in from Cam, just chasing some defibs. So just asking everyone to just check your trucks. Maybe they were taken away on breakdowns or whatever, but was it 4, Cam? You thought we had?
We did have 4 spare in the depot, so if you got them in your truck with the gloving, I know I did check the gloving card on Nick, but it wasn't on there, so I'm not sure if it's on the real truck. But if you do find one, it's just we want to get them calibrated or whatever, they get the 12 months check, so they'll be out of date. So if you know one is bringing in, we're going to check. If you come across one that's not there on the wall, be where it probably is out of date. So yeah, just bring it in and we'll get it checked, and we'll put them back in the office and we'll get it registered, sign them out, so we don't get them next time.
Alright, so it'd be good, maybe just everyone just have a look when you get out there after this, have a check. Just might even be stuffed at the back of the cupboard, you didn't even know it was there. So just have a look for those.
Can we get somewhere that we actually like, if we take them out, because heaps of people take them if they're working away, like a whiteboard, we can actually just write them down so we know where's where.
100%, mate.
We lose them all
Whether
the
it's
time.
a notepad or a whiteboard or something like that. Yeah, that's what I mean by this. Like something.
Yeah,
so
we lose them all we lose them.
Yeah, we definitely do that. First step is getting them back, so.
And they're expensive, so.
Why is it not stuck to your leg, please?
Something else from Dr. Jabbo on.
Last swinging, boys.
Alright, we'll keep moving. This one's chucked in from Seamus. So while crews are doing pre-start inspections on their trucks, any and all defects must be logged into the defect tab. So example of this, if the rotating lights are broken or don't work, this is considered a major defect, as the truck is non-compliant with while these aren't working. Alright, so even though you might think it's a minor thing, still chuck it on there, and it's going to alert fleet and us that your truck may be defective, and rotating lights, that's a prime example. You need those while you're working on the side of the road.
Probably just a reminder on that too, just when you put it in, see the scheduler as well,
Yeah.
so they're aware that there's something coming up for a repair. I think that's the normal process. Jesse, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's major. You put the defect in, but I don't know if Fleet can see it until the big goes
Okay.
to Fleet.
So if you don't alert
if
'em.
it's major, you need to come and
Yeah.
talk to us so we can get it there.
If it's major, like, the whole system for it
Or you can,
is a pain in the ass. Like, you gotta,
you guys can also contact Fleet yourself. You don't have to go through me. So if you're out site and something's not working, call Sam Wilson. He can talk you through things, get it sorted then and there, so you don't have to fuck around and get it to Fleet. You can
Yep.
get some stuff fixed right there and then, or if it's not fixable, normally it's just like just bring it in. So then you skip the whole me part, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I guess it's just important for you if it's going to be out for a day or two or something like that, so you just get it around to that. So
Yeah,
it's probably good that you can, something like fix on the day on my own.
yeah.
Yeah, great.
they got it, or if you got a major one, like mine's got to go in for repairs that fleet aren't fixing, and the system you got to go through, I've wasted like a couple of hours doing it, because I've got to like book it in, and I don't see why we're doing this, or it's fleet's truck, they should be doing it, got to book it in, book a time to go and get a quote on it, and then then it's the company that does the quote, they contact me to get it booked in for the day, locked out for repairs. Well, I think that's silly, like,
That is strange.
that's fleet should be doing that. And I think Dom had to do the same thing with his as well.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Forget emails.
So this is probably.
Oh, like a bent, like a nudge bar in front. so it needs a bit of panel beating, and they've yeah, the fleet just wipe their hands of it and go, oh no, you've got to sort this out.
I think that's because is that insurance repair for SG fleet?
Yeah, and the process, I don't know, there's got to be something better than that, because I don't think that lining sitting around trying to sort that out.
Maybe it's something that us know, like, you know, Bruce is around as this guy's, you know, works it don't fall over or whatever. There'll be opportunities for us to, you know, rather than take time out of your busy days while you're working, we can get Bruce to maybe take trucks like that. And it's all going to hinge on whether we've got spare vehicles. And
Well, it's just the whole process, because it's like, then they go, well, when can you get it in for a quote? And I'm like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not the right person. Is it filling out the form? Is it because you put your contact details on that form that makes you?
No, I did that all on, they called me up and I did all that over the phone. I'll
So
get,
maybe that's where we say the contact person for this is, and then put it to schedule, because they're the ones going to know when the truck's free and available to go in for a repair.
yeah.
But yeah, good feedback. And if we forget that first step and they keep calling you back, just pass it on to a scheduler. If it's something like Jesse said, you can get fixed on the way home, that's all well and good. But if someone's going to take the truck out for a day or a week, well, yeah, scheduler needs to know about it. So.
yeah, cool. Well, keep moving. Is everyone happy with that? Move on. Yeah. Just some stuff Jesse's put in. So I know this gets asked quite a bit. So if you're ever out on a job and the job doesn't go ahead or the job doesn't get completed for whatever reason, Jesse's just asked that you don't tick the job off as completed. It just creates a lot of confusion in here for Jesse especially. Incomplete the job, alright? So that at least shows Jesse that the job hasn't been finished. It's easy for her to understand what's going on. I think there's a spot in there to add some notes as to what happened, whether you ran out of time or whatever. But yeah, if the job is not completed or the job didn't go ahead, incomplete it, alright? Is everyone clear on that? Yep. Also, Jesse's just asked, and I don't think this is a big ask, if you're putting in for leave, unless it's like, you know, emergency leave and you don't have, you know, you're putting it in for medical reasons or whatever, but if you're putting in leave, you know, down the track, just help us out and help Jesse out in the depot. Just check through kiosk if it lets you go out that far, just to see if you've got anything on, like training wise or anything during that time that you want off. It's not an issue with you taking leave, it'll flag us straight away. Chat to Jesse, chat to the aides, even Renzi and Justin. Just let us know that you want to take leave, but there's some training or something already in on those days. It lets Jesse look for the next available chance to get you in, and it lets us, you know, it may be a part of training that is really important to the work, you know, the work you're doing, and we might not have another option. Then it becomes a discussion between yourselves and the aides or Justin and Renzi. But it just helps Jesse out rather than putting it in without looking at what you've got in the plan, alright? Does everyone think that's fair? Just a quick look on kiosk, just to see if...
Same as night work, just have a quick look. We move stuff around if we've got notice, but if we don't, it's harder, and then you miss out on the nights.
Alright, so it's in your best interest as well. No one, it's not happening to stop anyone from taking leave, it's just so we can streamline things a bit better, that's all.
When I was at Saturn, we all used to get a printout handed to us each year with our training schedule for the
Yeah.
year, what was booked in. Can we get that? Because I don't know when I'm booked in training.
Yeah.
I sort of
I'm
buy
not sure what it'll take
if we
to
get
get that,
because it's like all the training's pretty well booked at the start of the year, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all in the kiosk. Karen might have that.
How long is that printout going to last, though, Nick? You know what I mean? Like, you get it at the start of the year.
I don't know. I used to use it. I used to use that all the time.
Yeah.
It's easy. I knew everything you had booked.
I mean, it is out, look, we can do it if you really want it, but again, it is out there in kiosk, it's a couple of clicks away. We'll just skim through kiosk to the dates you want off and see if there's anything in there. Is everyone sort of happy with that?
You can do calendar view, like it wouldn't have your first aid and stuff like that. Like your line school stuff, you can just look at it on the calendar view on the learning page. All the other learnings and stuff would be on there, but yeah, it would have your might have your first aid on there, but I doubt it. That's another way on the calendar tab.
Should also
Yeah.
get a calendar invite on Outlook as well, so it should all be in your Outlook calendar.
Yeah, that's an easy way to do it.
Me and Renzi, we get a training compliance email as well, so I'll have a look at that, see what that
we've got that leeway, then there might be other courses in between there that Jessie can slip you into. If we don't work that out until the last minute, we've missed all that opportunity. So it's just a proactive thing that, you know, to ensure people don't miss out on training, or we can shift things around, gives us a bit more time. All right. What else we got here? Last thing, just a reminder to grab your first aid kits. Looks like they're all out the front of the trucks out there. But yeah, just anyone's that aren't there, I think the rest of them are just by the front door. Alright?
One thing from me, quickly, sorry Josh.
That's right, we've got Brian, I'll just skip Brian.
Oh, okay, I'll just do this now then while I'm going. The public lighting meeting, I'm hoping everyone got my email yesterday late afternoon. We've just shifted that till tomorrow morning. They're doing some formal documentation and stuff to go through, so it's just taking longer than I expected. But if you've got any major issues you want to see me this morning, feel free to come up and have a chat. I'll be around.
Alright, sorry, Brian, he's got a safety alert, so this is the Fisher Place access restrictions.
Yeah, so it's a red alert, but I don't think it'll affect anyone here because we don't work in the CBD substations. But recently there has been some internal partial discharge detected on a 33 kV termination in the substation, creating an elevated risk of destructive failure. There was a mitigation control implemented a few years ago to significantly reduce the impact and potential danger zone, but there's still areas restricted behind the back of these terminations. In the substation, you've got the super safe protective orange bunting. So they've reduced time for people to be working in there to 15 minutes. They do have some remediation work starting, and until it's completed, that restricted area will remain in place. But yeah, so elevated risk of destructive failure, I wouldn't be going in there personally. That's about it.
Just quickly, just on the first aid kits, any vehicles that are out of back of the shed, first aid kits are just by the storage, not out the front of the truck.
Alright, I'll quickly go around the floor. Anyone got anything I want to bring up? Yeah, please.
Yeah, in the bulletin last week there was a thing about donating blood. My mate, 34 years old, got diagnosed with leukemia the other day. It's a massive hit to him and his family and obviously his friendship group. So work will actually pay you to donate blood. So if you've never thought about it before, maybe middle of summer when the weather's steep and hot, you want to try to get out of it, sit some aircon for a couple of hours, could be a good time to go donate some blood and get paid for it. So if you've never considered it, maybe think about it. I'll do some research today and find out the exact details on it and what you need to do. So if you do want to come ask me about it, I'll happily be the person to contact for it. Yeah, can do.
I think you need to check if you can drive trucks, so
Take that off, enjoy yourself.
for potentially
Take it on Friday.
yeah.
Wait around it. Anyone else?
Probably just keys. So the keys for the traffic view were locked inside of it.
Safe.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd been left on the house at night shift. It wasn't until this morning I grabbed the spare keys out of the office and then worked out that the keys were actually inside of it. So can we just make sure that the keys get returned back to where they should be at the end of the day?
Just one more thing, in the back toilets, the door's locked. I'm not sure.
If I understand.
Yeah, not sure why, but so we're down quite a few toilets.
No one in there.
Push the button or something.
Right.
Can that just be, isn't that what it was?
Yeah, it's got a lock on it.
Push button.
Push back from the inside.
Yeah, so can we like get a screwdriver and open it, or?
We can undo a little bit of damage though.
But it is an actual key lock. Yeah, I'll have a look after this.
That's a good key.
Yeah, we'll have to bring the hire.
Cheers, Chris. Good job.
Yeah, I know, sometimes they got to push buttons and just twist the key cover on the outside. If it's an actual key, yeah. Thanks, Chris. Anyone else? All good. Alright, have a safe week. It's going to be getting warm, I think, towards the end of the week, guys. So just keep an eye on the temperature, make sure you have plenty of water. Let us know if your ice starts running out. So yeah, stay safe and have a great week.